Good morning, Bix Weir, RoadtoRoota.com with your morning horn of Z's, your sip of coffee slash chaga. Absolutely. Make sure you continue the chaga, taking your liposomal vitamin C. Another bottle almost bites the dust here. I'm currently doing about 4 to 5,000 milligrams per day. Everybody around California has got a sniffle, a cough, you name it. It's really interesting right now because when the kind of the travel ban and all that home isolate yourself thing started, the rules were kind of soft, and everybody thought of it like, hey, it's a free day off type of thing. So around my neighborhood, people walking their dogs, chatting. I'd never seen so many people in my neighborhood. I haven't seen many people lately. Not that they're not dying off, I don't think. No, they're not dying off, but they're taking it more seriously. They are. It's starting to kick in that this is something that's gigantic. I have seen some RVs and campers take off. I did think of that, and it's not out of the question. The RV is because I never made enough to buy my RV, but I do have a bug out spot. That comes with its own list of dangers as well. You got to be able to get your own food because food deliveries aren't going to happen in the boondocks probably. But you never know. You never know. Also, what I wanted to say is my friend Cliff High and my friend Jean-Claude hung out together. It was awesome. Jean-Claude's one of the guys that went on the snippy southwestern treasure hunt with me. Really great guy. Very smart, very intuitive as far as everything. And you'll see, go watch this video. They talk more about the ways to cure yourself, ways to fix yourself, ways to harden your body for this. So check it out. And I am doing an interview with him today. So if you're going to watch it, you're going to have to subscribe to Jean-Claude at Beyond Music with a hyphen, JEAN/CLAUDE. He's French Canadian, by the way. En français. Subscribe to his channel and watch the Cliff interview, and then he'll be posting an interview with me where we're going to talk about RoadtoRoota stuff. It should be really fun. That's today, later. I don't know when I'll post it, but I'm doing the interview later today. All right. And here's a little sneak peek. I posted this in February for the private road. This is the RoadtoRoota timeline. This is what I thought would happen in March. This is before the craziness. Remember that. So here's exactly what it was. Number one, news of coronavirus goes viral. And there's a run on all stores for supplies. That has happened. At least in California, it has happened. And I think probably around the world it is happening right now. Number two, so I got that right. Hey, if you get any right on a timeline, you're stud. I'll take the stud classification. Number two, governments around the world try to calm fears by claiming it's under control. That's exactly what happened in the beginning of March. Now they're really not saying that, are they? So that has come and gone. Another hit. Number three, Fed steps in to juice stock market and temporary spike hits all markets. We have had spikes. Now, it's interesting that knowing that the Fed can put the price anywhere they want, and Steve Mnuchin, that's the next one. Steve Mnuchin plunge protected team rig markets higher. That has happened, and it goes lower. It went. Remember, if you remember, it went higher and higher and higher, and then it started. Everybody thought, oh, we're in the recovery in the beginning of March, and then it's continuing to fall. So that's something really interesting that someone is fighting Steve Mnuchin and his mouse clicking. Keep an eye on that. Next, large companies warn that there will be a temporary hit to first quarter earnings. We hear a lot of that these days. Obviously, there's going to be a more than temporary hit, and it's huge. I heard GM just shut all plants. Now, that might be the other reason is they want a bailout, and they know they're not going to be able to sell any cars that they make. And they don't have any parts because they were all coming from China. So GM shut down all plants and are begging for a bailout, which all car companies will do because they can't get any parts from China. Same with Apple Computer. Anyway, so far, pretty damn good. Remember, this is, you might say to yourself, this is obvious. It wasn't obvious back in February at all. As a matter of fact, I put this out and a lot of my private road members said, you're crazy. It can't happen like that. And lo and behold, it is. Small companies can't source necessary inventories to run businesses. Small companies have mostly shut down in California. I don't think they got the chance to run out of inventory. They came close. But yeah, that's happening as we speak. Crypto markets spike higher as global fiat spigots are turned on. We do see spikes in cryptos. It doesn't mean they can't spike it down again. Just be aware of that. There might be a big spike down before it's let loose. Silver market turns hyper volatile. We got that for sure. This was before the crash in the silver prices. I said silver market turns hyper volatile towards the end of the month. Delivery problems in silver and gold on the COMEX and LBMA. We are definitely seeing delivery problems as in impossibilities type of problems in the retail markets. Somebody just sent me an email saying that the Canadian Mint has shut down the maple leaf production, which is true. And they said on eBay it's going for like $180 a coin on eBay. That's kind of crazy. I've got a couple of maple leaves I'll sell you if you don't spend $180. But the reality is that's what happens when we run out of supply. In a truly free market, prices are supposed to go up, not down. And just more proof that the COMEX and the LBMA are criminal enterprises. Nobody's going to deliver. Watch JP Morgan try to take huge deliveries this month, and it's just not going to happen. They will settle in cash, or the COMEX and LBMA will shut down. That is a little sneak peek on what's going on in April, May, June, July of my timeline. Go check it out if you're interested at RoadtoRoota.com and subscribe, and you can get the timeline article. All right. Goldman injects $1 billion of its own money market funds after heavy withdrawals. So Goldman runs a money market fund. I'll guarantee you they were using that money to place highly levered bets. And, they're so nice. They pumped $1 billion into their own money market fund because they use that money and rehypothecated, and it is a con game galore. So, yeah, that's part of the repo problem. Goldman Sachs poured more than $1 billion into two of its primary money market portfolios this week due to heavy investor withdrawals, according to a filing with the U.S. securities regulators. Wall Street Bank purchased $722 million in assets from its Goldman Sachs Financial Square Money Fund and $300 million assets from its Goldman Sachs Square Money Prime Obligations Fund. So that just tells you right there that there is no money in the money markets. They take the money and they play with it. And then they're getting busted for it now. So it will take Goldman Sachs down. It will take JP Morgan down. It will take Bank of America down. All the banks are going to go down. Go to the timeline if you want to see when. Here's the latest. Treasury market in turmoil stares down $340 billion more debt. Bond investors are looking for orientation points this week in a fog of panic that's paralyzed parts of the biggest and safest debt market. Roughly $340 billion of treasuries are on the way. That burst of supply could help a market starved of high-quality securities. That's such bullshit. This is the lowest quality security. At one point, this will be the lowest quality security in the world. It will be Zimbabwe money. But right now, they're rigging the markets. Rig. If you're looking for safety, go into treasuries. Are you kidding? If you're looking for safety, go into gold and silver and take it off the market. That's the only kind of safety there is in this situation. Besides cryptos, if you take them off the crypto market. Those are the three things I've always recommended. Gold, silver, and cryptos. Gold right now, you're insane to buy gold. If you want gold, buy silver right now at 120 to 1 ratio and then sell it when it drops down to 4 to 1. You'll get many times more tons of gold than you could even imagine. That's the best play right now. Buy silver with the intent of swapping it to gold when the price ratio drops. And I think it will drop to 4 to 1 pretty easily. Coronavirus updates, it's exploding all over the place in the U.S. 26,000. I'm way behind on my chart. I will be posting a new chart tonight for private road members and Patreon Plus members. But yeah, we're at 350 deaths, 349 deaths. Again, that number spikes as we run out of hospital beds, type of thing, which is happening in London right now. And here's an interesting article. Half of Americans don't trust the mainstream media's coverage of COVID-19. I'll up that a little bit. There are so many viable conspiracy theories on what's going on right now, and many of them ring as true as, it was Bill Gates. It was the good guys. They're making arrests. It was the bad guys, and here's the chain of events from the deep state, the patient zero, and it's all fake. It's all phony, and it's them trying to kill us. It's them trying to take away our rights. It's the bad guys. It's the good guys. It's an act of God. All the religious people are saying this is an act of God. This is the end days for humanity. All of them have a little spark of validity. I don't know which one Snippy's on these days, but he seems to be jumping around to many of them. All of them have a little spark of validity. And I think that was part of their game, to throw everybody off that this is the real thing. And it is a bioweapon, and it is destroying human life as it goes round and round the world. I wouldn't say this is a good thing, but the good thing is, if you have any doubts in your mind, you're going to know soon enough. When your friends and family start dying because they didn't take the proper precautions, you're going to say, well, maybe I was wrong. And if I'm wrong and this is all a hoax, then you've just stocked up on vitamin C and chaga mushroom and you're fine. But I don't think it's going to be wrong at all. As a matter of fact, we're starting to see it. The hospitals are starting to fill up in California now. And the way this virus runs, and if you run the numbers, and I've run it a million times, you double it it's doubling right now every 2 days, because we're just starting to test people in New York and California. But in my model, I double it every 4 days, and by June, everybody's got it. So, and then you just apply whatever kind of death rate on top of it. Conservative 1%, catastrophic 20%. And you get millions and millions more people will die from this. If it goes catastrophic, more people will die from this than all the wars combined that the U.S. has fought in. Just keep that in mind. Keep it in mind. Keep yourself safe. Keep yourself filled with vitamin C and chaga and zinc and everything else you can think of. This is that important. And I always like to look at the USA Today once in a while, because it's kind of like what the generic human being watches. It takes all the newspapers around the world and does the most generic talk of it and posts it, because USA Today is delivered to all the hotels around and the business travelers and shit like that. So it's all about COVID. All about COVID. In fact, did COVID-19 originate in Chinese lab? You got the Chinese labs theory, you got the live market theory of all the animals. There's every kind of theory in the world, and they all make sense, but they don't help you. 99% of the theories don't help you prepare for what might be coming. Anybody gives you a theory, the first thing they should be saying is, stock up your body, assume you're going to get it. I don't care if it's a conspiracy theory or not, assume you're going to get it, because it's too important if you are wrong, especially for your family and friends. If you don't give a shit about yourself, great, but don't give it to your family and friends, right? And at the meantime, we got to maintain our freedoms during all this bullshit. That's going to be the hardest part for the United States. So let's see what we can do. And I've been seeing videos coming out of England that are just horrific, of people in the hospital. This is nothing to fuck around with. This is the real deal. Cliff was right again. If you are interested in Road to Roota, go to RoadtoRoota.com. Sign up to get free updates on the left side, and you can subscribe today and get the coolest silver coin ever, as long as they last. We are running out of coins. I do have a shipment in. I don't know for sure that I'm going to get it. If I run out of coins, I run out of coins, and that's it. These are each individually numbered, with Roota jumping up and down on the road to Roota, with a cave of gold on the side, double strike with luster. They're damn expensive coins to make, let me tell you that. And you get a Veritasium token, the lottery ticket. Veritasium is the lottery ticket. If what I believe in Cliff's High data says is true, all the markets will shut down because of the criminality. They will restart using Veritasium as a means to check up on the exchanges and make sure they're doing the correct thing. Peer-to-peer transactions that are settled on the blockchain, on the Veritasium, on the Ethereum blockchain. So really interesting coin. If you want to join, hit subscribe today, or subscribe to the Patreon channel. For the Road Warrior is $10 a month, and that is that covers the repo stuff. I do daily repo chart updates, and some about once a week I will give out a video. The other one gets everything, the Patreon Plus, everything that's done. Video on the Road to Roota, all the private road stuff, the timeline, stuff like that. All right, you guys, stay safe. I'll talk to you later.